soul magnifies the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God, my Savior. My soul magnifies the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God. My soul magnifies the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God, my Savior. My soul magnifies the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God. My soul magnifies the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God, my Savior. My soul magnifies the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God. My soul magnifies the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God, my Savior. My soul magnifies the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God. My soul magnifies the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God, my Savior. My soul magnifies the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God.
Well, it is well Hey, good morning. We want to welcome you today. We're going to start off today with a song to get us started for our ministry fair. Again, this is a ministry fair today, and we're glad that you're with us. I want to be a worker for the Lord. I want to love and trust His holy word. I want to sing and pray and be busy every day in the vineyard of the Lord. I will work, I will reign in the vineyard of the Lord. I will work, I will reign, I will labor every day in the vineyard of the Lord. I want to be a worker strong and brave. I want to trust in Jesus, hard to say. All who truly come shall find a happy home in the kingdom of the Lord. I will work, I will reign in the vineyard of the Lord. I will work, I will reign, I will labor every day in the vineyard of the Lord. Good morning to everyone. We're glad you're here. This is not a Bible class. This is a ministry fair. So we have several people today talking about their ministries. We're going to start today with Brian Cherry as he talks to us today about the ministry he's involved in with Benevolence. Mr. Brian.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Want to take 3 minutes. That's all I've been given. If you need more from me, please find me after class or worship service at any point in time, and I'd be happy to tell you a little bit more about our benevolence ministry. So I took on the benevolence ministry for the congregation in the early part of 2024. So this will be year number 3. I want to start off by saying that when you hear someone from the pulpit talking about how we are or a benevolent church, it's 110% true. Thanks to the generosity, thanks to the good hearts of all of you. We are doing a lot of great work in this congregation. There's been a lot of people that have been blessed in the community and in the congregation because of your generosity and because of the benevolence ministry. So just before I dive into a quick summary of what we've done over the past 2 years, I want to read Galatians 6:10. Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all people, especially to those who belong to the family of believers. So when I first took on the benevolence ministry in early 2024, this was the charge that was given to me by our eldership. This has kind of been our guiding scripture. And so we try to take care of the needs of our immediate family first, and then those in the community as well. And you'll see from the numbers that I'm about to give you that truly has been the case. In 2024, this congregation served 18 families or individuals, and that consisted of 7 of them from this church, members of this church. There were 4 families that were assisted by way of this church. So someone came to me or to an elder and said, I'm aware of this need. Someone that I know has this need. Do you think that we could assist? And so we assisted in 4 of those types of efforts. There was also 1 community organization that was assisted in 2024 because of the benevolence ministry. In 2025, things shifted just a little bit. We had greater needs within the church, and so we weren't able to do quite as much outside the church. Still assisted a good number of people, though. 2025, last year, we served 11 families and individuals. 8 of those were related to our own church family, and then 3 families were within the community. when I talk about the needs that were served, most of the time it's housing related. We're talking about rental assistance, we're talking about mortgage assistance, utility bills being paid, helping someone find a stable place to live. That's probably been the greatest need over the past 2 years. And then there's also been a few opportunities where we've been able to provide clothing to children. That has actually been a fairly common need as well, mostly out in the community, where we hear about a family who is in need of clothing, and we've provided that probably 3 or 4 different times. So that's kind of the benevolence ministry in a wrap. Again, feel free to see me for any other info. Thank you.
Good morning again. I have 2 ministries that I'm going to be talking about. The first one is going to be missions, and the second one is going to be buildings and grounds. So what is missions all about? When we hear about the word mission, sometimes we think about airplanes, passports, people moving away to foreign lands. But mission can include those things, but it's also much bigger than just geography. Mission is about God's heart and what he wants to do for his people. From Genesis to Revelations, the Bible reveals God as a missionary God. In Genesis 12, God says to Abraham, "And through you, all nations will be blessed." And in Matthew 28, we read that Jesus gives us the Great Commission, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations." In Revelation 7, we also see the end of the story. People from every tribe, every tongue, and every nation will stand before the throne of God. That is missions. It is joining God in his plan to reach people everywhere with the gospel of Jesus Christ. It is the heart of the church, not just something we do. It means that we proclaim the good news of salvation. It means that we're serving people in practical ways, sending and supporting those that are called to go, praying for the unreached, giving generously so others can hear. Mission happens across the street, across the oceans. It happens in our neighborhoods, in our schools, in our workplaces, in many places where the gospel of Christ has never been taught. Some are called to go, some are called to send, some are called to participate. As a missionary, we are bound to help in God's work, which is to reach the nations with the gospel of Christ. We partner with missionaries. We have partnered and supported outreach in local and globally. We equip our churches to share our faith with others. We create opportunities to serve. We mobilize prayer for the lost. And here's the beautiful part. Mission changes us. When we care about what God cares about, our faith grows. Our perspective widens. Our compassion deepens. Our obedience strengthens. And that is why I have a huge, huge thanks to give to this church, because we are a missionary church. In the past 30 years that I've been involved in missions, this family has been committed to supporting that great effort throughout the world and in this local area. The question is not, are we called to missions, but how is God calling us to be involved in missions? Maybe it is just faithful prayer. Maybe it's just significant and sacrificial giving. Maybe it's just going on short-term trips, welcoming people to your home. Maybe sharing Christ more boldly right here in our local community. Whatever it is, there's a place for all of us. Because mission is not about building our name, but it's about building Jesus' name and his knowledge around the world. Church, the harvest is plentiful. The need is still very urgent. The call of Christ still stands. We must go and make disciples. Let's be the church that doesn't just gather, but goes. Let's be the church that doesn't just receive, but sends. Let's be the church that reflects the heart of God for the nations, wanting them to come to him. So that is what missions is about. I have a handout that is available to all of you because there is quite a bit of work that this congregation is involved in. You have it available at the mission board. Please stop by and pick up a sheet so you get more acquainted with what is being done in all the mission areas. In the same way, my second topic is more than just maintenance. Okay, the mission of buildings and grounds, when you hear about it, most people often think about lawnmowers and light bulbs, leaky faucets, toilets that don't work. When people hear that, that's what they imagine. That's what they think about. But this ministry is about more than just the property. It is about preparing a place where ministry can happen. In 1 Corinthians 14:40, the scripture says, let all things be done in decency and in order. And in Colossians 3:23, we are reminded, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as if working for the Lord. Buildings and ground is one of the quiet ways that we can live out these verses. Every time someone walks into this campus, whether it is a lifelong member or a first-time visitor, the conditions of this property communicate so much to those that are coming. A well-kept campus says that we care, that we are prepared. It says that we value excellence. It says that we're ready to serve. The ministry helps us create a welcoming environment where worship, prayer, fellowship, discipleship, and outreach can take place without distractions. Think about it. When the sanctuary is clean, people can just focus on worship. When the lights work, ministries can continue smoothly. When the grounds are safe and orderly, families feel comfortable bringing their children. When repairs are handled quickly, distractions are removed. Buildings and grounds and every other ministry in this church, we have a motto. We want to leave this place better than we found it. That is our simple mission. To steward the property that God has entrusted us in a way that honors him and it serves his people. That includes just routine maintenance and repairs, landscaping, lawn care. It includes maintaining and controlling contracts of various tasks, preparing the rooms for events and ministry, caring for equipment and facilities, improving and updating areas that are needed for growth. But beyond these tasks, the ministry is about stewardship. God gives us these facilities as a tool for his work. It is not just a building, and it's not the church. The people are the church. But it is a powerful instrument of ministry, these facilities that he's provided us with. When we care for the place, we are protecting the investment that were made by those before us who sacrificed for what we have today. Deanna and I have served in this ministry, and we focus our efforts on leaving this property much better than we found it. And we're making this a ready property for people willing to come and willing to serve. This ministry is for people who want to work with their hands, enjoy practical solving problems, taking pride in excellence, wanting to serve behind the scenes, or simply have a heart to help. You don't have to be a contractor or a professional. Just a willing servant with a willing heart will go a long way. Some will plant, some will preach, some will teach, and some will prepare the place where all that can happen. So if you ever wonder how you can serve in a practical, meaningful way, Buildings and Grounds is that place, is that ministry. Because we will maintain this place with excellence, and we will help prepare this space for the lives that will be changed. Thank you.
Okay, you know that I've come with show and tell, so 30 seconds. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to pray, I'm not going to preach, I'm not going to teach, okay? I'm just here to make an announcement about church swag, okay? So it's more than just apparel and accessories. It's a way to represent our faith, share our message, and stay connected as a church family. So we are not selling these for profit or to benefit any ministry. Everything will be sold at cost, just to cover the cost of that item. Some items may be just a quick, we have a few of these. But if you like something, let us know. We'll keep trying to obtain those items for you to purchase. We have a couple of objectives, and I have some folks ready to make handouts. If you could start handing those out. If you want one and you want to see what we have, on this page I outlined it as if you want something to thank someone for, okay? We have a couple of things. These little thank you bags have key rings in them. I have two different types. One just says Jesus, and it's a kind of a wooden cross. The other one is a I Love Jesus key ring, and it has a thank you card with it. So if you wanted to thank a visitor, if you wanted to thank somebody else in the church, it's a quick item. We can get it at a very good cost, and so we can make those available to you. The cost of those are all on that sheet, so you can see what they are. The next couple items kind of are for you or for gifts. We have coffee mugs. Everybody has coffee or tea or something they drink, hot cocoa. It has our church logo on it. So we can make those available if you like those kinds of things. I have two different types of journals. One is a little bit larger journal, and it has a Fort Walton Beach Church of Christ pen with it. So you get that. And this one is more with a motivational saying on the front of it. And so it too is just a note taker, okay? We will have those available, okay? But we also want to start something else. I have 4 different options. I have some clipboards, I believe, going around. Those are for shirts. I have a men's polo, a women's polo, a men's more dress shirt, kind of like what Ross and Rick wear a lot. Those are going to have embroidered Church of Christ logo on the top of the shirt. I have a choice of colors. So if you see those clipboards going around, you can sign up for those. And the last one for the women is more a casual comfort shirt. I call it a 3/4 sleeve, has kind of a front placket to it, and it's out of a softer material. If you have other ideas of things you might like us to get and make available to folks, I also have an area on that form where you can just clip that off, write down your ideas, and give them back to me, okay? Again, all at cost. We're trying to keep costs low. I will show you that the only shirts I was able to get right now were some that we had available to us. but it's something like that. And this is a type polo shirt that has the embroidered logo on it. And so that's what we're talking about, is that kind of logo. So that's it. Thank you.
Good morning, church. So this morning I'm going to talk a little bit about the children's ministries, and since we are short on time, I'm not going to read these slides verbatim because there's about 7 slides. It's just I'm forced to do it out of habit, but it gives you something to go back and look at. So Leadership Training for Christ is one we've been participating in for multiple years now, and it turned into just a few months of activities to it's a year-round program now for our children. There's some challenges they are participating in that requires them to do things throughout the year. It's a great program, and as you can see, there's an objective there, and it follows along with our Christian beliefs, and it basically goes from kindergarten through 12th grade, and our local coordinator is Dawn, so she's been wonderful helping kind of gather the troops and make sure everything flows like it's supposed to. Slide, please. Let's see. VBS. So obviously VBS is one of those programs that we do. It's about a 4-day program, Sunday through Wednesday. Typically we have about 30 volunteers. Thank you for that. It could not happen and be successful without the volunteers. But it's for not just our children, but the children in the community. It's an outreach program. Over the years, I've seen people, some of them young, some of them up to 18, come in and want to participate in this program. And it's an opportunity for us to help set the foundation for them to go from basic knowledge through giving their lives to Christ. No problem. That's why I needed it. We Praise is another program that we do. So this is specialized kids worship. After we get through some of the basics, we send them out. They go down. They learn how to do some of the basic things like sing, lead singing, read Bible. We have lessons for them at their age level that's appropriate, where they can start learning the basics, so that way we build that foundation for them to, again, lead them to Christ. Let's see. Holiday events. So we've got spring egg hunt coming up. So you'll see signs out asking for donations for eggs, for candy, and then of course we'll do that egg hunt, and that's right the week right before our children go to the LTC, Leadership Training for Christ, over in Mobile. So there's several events that we do throughout the year. There's going to, back to school, out of school. Oops, I talk with my hands. There's fall festivals, there's holiday parties. There's all kinds of events that there's opportunities for you to participate in. It doesn't matter if you're a grandparent, a parent, a friend, someone who's just wanting to volunteer to help. There's always opportunities for you to help. Here's my plus one. Ladies Ministries, there's the TLC, Transform Ladies Conference. That's been a great opportunity for several of our ladies to go up to Tennessee, spend a few days up there in this activity. We also do a biannual ladies retreat here. We support that. And of course, the more of you ladies that want to participate, please don't hesitate to reach out. Or if you've got ideas on speakers, topics, or maybe venues. I put my email address, phone number in here, also Susan's, because a lot of times I'm traveling and she's maybe easier to get a hold of. If you send us an email, we'll do our best to respond quickly. But if you see one that you sent to me and it says Susan, it just means our computer doesn't know who's responding. We'll try to put our names at the bottom of it. Again, thank you for all the volunteering that you do to support our children in this church and the community. Please let us know if you've got any ideas on how to make things better, or if you would like to serve. Thank you.
Morning. I'll be spending just a few minutes talking about our youth ministry. Before we look ahead, I'd like to just take a moment and look back at the recent history and growth that we've had in our youth ministry. In the 6.5 years that I've been here, we've seen a tremendous amount of growth. We've seen growth in the classes that we've offered to our youth, whether it's Wednesday night classes, weekly devotionals, connection group classes. I mean, the list, I could be up here for 15 minutes just talking about all the classes and opportunities that we have grown into with our children. We've also seen growth in the activities offered for them to participate in, whether it's summer outings, summer retreats, summer camps. We have interns coming in. Ben's been good about coordinating that, spending time with the kids, service projects. As well, we've also seen growth in both the numbers of our youth and the spiritual maturity of our youth. Many of our young people have obeyed the gospel and been baptized into Christ in that time. And ironically enough, I got a reminder on my phone this morning, March 1st, 2024, Friday night, baptized my son, Parker, into Christ. So that's such a wonderful, powerful testimony to this congregation and to our parents. So we have a wonderful group of teens and an equally wonderful group of parents. They're always willing to work, always active, always busy in service projects and activities. That brings to mind events like our Socktoberfest, or even more recently, our Senior Saints Valentine's Banquet. Each one of these were done and planned primarily by the families and kids in this congregation organically. All this growth would not have been possible without the dedication of our parents and the work of Ben Johnson, our youth and family ministry. So I think you guys should try to give yourself a little pat on the back for that. But when we think about youth ministry, that's such a broad term. And like everyone else, I'm limited by time, energy, resources. So my primary focus is on the education piece, specifically for our youth and teens from 6th grade through 12th grade. I help focus on the Sunday morning Bible class curriculum, sourcing that, coming up with ideas for that, help teaching, and then also helping recruit teachers. So some of the recent classes, to give you an idea of some of the things we've done that Ben and I have taught recently, the beauty of the scriptures, exhortations from Hebrews, apologetics for thinkers. We looked at a class on does absolute truth exist? That's a relevant question to the youth today. And I'm currently going to start a class next week with the subject matter of Christians in the workplace. And we also are planning future class on foundational principles of Christianity, just to give you a little taste of what's going. So none of this growth would be possible without all of these hardworking people in this auditorium. We're always looking for more volunteers to help teach Bible class and spend time with our youth. So some of the prime candidates, someone who has had a child or a relative currently in or soon to be in the youth group, you're a prime candidate to join this ministry and teach with us. Or maybe you're someone that in the past has had a child or a relative in the youth group. Or you've been a teenager at some point in your life. So I think that kind of covers everybody. We're all prime candidates to participate in this ministry. But some of us may be thinking, well, I don't have time. I don't have the experience. I don't know what to say. So we want to make the process as easy and low risk, non-threatening as possible. We can help provide well-developed, easy-to-use curriculum. We can help co-teach. We can help with PowerPoints. Whatever you need to get your feet wet, Ben and I are more than willing to help do that. And maybe you're wondering, can I really make a difference? Let me close with some a couple of stories of a card I received from a teen from class. Mr. Dennis, thank you for teaching us these past few weeks and pouring into us. Even though we might not respond, we are listening. So when we get messages like that, that really, really fires us up for God. And I've even had parents come to me and express their gratitude for spending time with, relating to, encouraging their son during such a pivotal time in his life. And that was like 20 years ago. And at that time, they didn't even know that it was helping me just as much, if not more, than it was helping their son. So if you want to serve others and be blessed by God, this is the ministry for you. So if you want to join us, Ben and I are happy to sign you up, so see us after. Thanks.
Well, we're halfway through. It's 10 minutes till. 3 minutes, 300 slides. What could go wrong? Next slide. Next slide. Go ahead. So as you may be well aware, I'm the manager, and Tammy is the employee. She does all the work around here. She's the one you'll see in the bulletin. You'll see her name saying, I need volunteer for this. I need teachers. I need all these things. You'll see her back in the back doing almost all the work, and it looks like I'm not doing anything. That's a perfect manager. So you will see a management briefing here. We'll do two things. We'll talk about our mission. We'll talk about our accomplishments. We'll talk about our goals for the future. So our mission is simple. Our mission is Bible-based. We augment parents' education of their children by providing a foundation of Bible knowledge, learning principles, and godly character traits. That's what we want. We want good examples in front of the children. We also want to make sure that they learn principles and gain Bible knowledge. To do this, here are the accomplishments that we've done. We have age-appropriate Bibles in all the classrooms. We have a curriculum. We have two different curriculums that we're using. We're using Beginner's Bible for ages up to 5 years old, and we're using Apologetics Press curriculum. You can look at it online. It's available. It's free. You can see what we're doing for ages K through 5. Classrooms are arranged according to a map plan, so we know exactly where everybody's going. All that's good. Our resource room is stocked with things that are regularly used and discoverable. Two very important things in a resource room. If you can't find it, it's not really there. Themed decorations down the hall, and appreciate the help from a lot of members here to make that happen, to make it look like a classroom that is, an education wing that is inviting to the youth. Children, thank you. Already moved. And then, so what are our goals? Maintaining working and organized resource room and classrooms. We've got to maintain what we have. We've got to maintain the curriculum. We got to grow teachers. That's one of the things that we need to figure out, better ways to make sure that we're growing teachers, not only to bring them in, but also to train them, to help them to use the resources the best that we can. So those are some areas that we certainly want to focus on more in the future. And we're also looking at ways to improve the security arrangements for the children. We have the desk to keep people from going in the back, but we're really not using it that way. So we're going to try to look at different ways to do some things there. So you may see some different behaviors that occur. So what do we need from you? We need your children there. That's what we need from you. We need you to volunteer. That's what we need from you. If you're interested in teaching, if you're interested in helping in any way, please see me or see Tammy. And thank you very much.
Okay. Years ago, the church met in the homes of the members. David was there, and he says, you know what? We're just running out of space because the church grew. So we moved here from Texas, and we joined David's group, and he goes, we just don't have much room. And so we split off, and we made a connect group ourselves. What I'd like to see is our little mission. Our connect group mission is to foster active, Christ-centered communities where small groups of individuals gather and grow. You can read the rest. I want to get on to the good stuff. Guidelines. As a small group flourishes and exceeds 20 members, just like David said, we don't have enough room. I'd like to see groups split up, get a strong base, and create new groups. Groups have their autonomy to decide how and where they're going to meet, when they're going to meet. The elders have set aside the second and fourth Sunday evenings to foster this Connect group. Please text me your attendance by Wednesday so we can get it in the bulletin. Also, Ross puts out a Bible study that goes after his lesson that morning. So if you want to dig deeper into what that lesson has, Ross will send it to you and you can use that as your study during your Connect group. Look at the boards behind you. There's the Navarre group and the young adults group and the Cornerstone crew. That's our group. And they're on these boards right here so you can see what groups are available. We have them by location, Navarre, Mary Esther, that kind of stuff. We have it by groups. You're heading up a young adults and young families group. What we don't have, if I was talented, I'd put a map up here and show you where we don't have groups, but I'm not PowerPoint talented. But Destin, Freeport, Defuniak Springs area, there's a big gap out there. Sandestin. A young man was working in Sandestin, and he says, you know what, I'd like to do this. And I said, your wife is expecting, and you have a toddler. You ain't got time for this. So we're looking for people that in that general area that we can start a Connect group. That way we can serve as many people in our community as we possibly can. Proposals. Service projects. That's a great way to get your group unified, is to do service projects. Meeting through the summer. In Texas, we stopped meeting through the summer because people were on vacation. They went to Florida. Here, it's different because if you ever tried to go from Navarre down 98 on a summer Sunday afternoon, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So I would like to continue to encourage people to meet even during the summer. Let me skip the invite visitors. Visitors from your neighborhood, visitors here from Texas in the summer, invite them to your house for your Connect group. A lot of times we'll invite them out to lunch and stuff like that. Please invite them to your home for your Connect groups to foster that unity within our community. One thing that I'd like to do, once our groups get big and strong, is to mix them up. I've developed this relationship with Ricardo and Deanna for a year or so. Now it's time for me to develop a good relationship with somebody else, and Ricardo and Deanna develop a relationship with somebody else. By mixing the groups up, create the unity as a church as a whole. Again, the church will grow. There's nothing you can do to stop that. It will grow. Our community groups or small groups or Connect groups, they're going to grow also. So we want to have something down the road to prepare us for when that occurs.
I'm not Patrick Elkins, but we're going to quickly just go through some slides about our security. Patrick is back over here in the corner. If you want to have any questions, obviously our job is to protect people, create a worship environment where you feel safe. So you can see that. If anybody wants to see this later on, I can send it to you in an email. Again, there's prevention. The exits are monitored. We try to identify people who may be suspicious. You see all this stuff. We actually check in your child for security procedures when they're going to Bible class. So we got a lot of good things going on. We're also prepared for emergencies. We have all these kinds of things. We maintain first aid kits, stuff for people who have heart issues, all kinds of stuff. All of our security team obviously have a way to communicate with each other. Again, medical response. We know how to respond to emergencies, when to call 911, how to give first aid. We have people in our congregation who can do that. Our goal is to de-escalate and to manage conflict, to have a calm response to anybody who might want to come and try to disrupt our worship services. Also, again, we try to recognize early warning signs. These guys are very alert. They're stationed all over the building in certain locations to make sure that we are kept safe during this time. Again, you can read all that stuff. If you want to see any of this in further detail, I'll be glad to send it to you in an email. Main thing when we come to worship God is we want safety without fear, so we can focus our minds on why we're here and not be afraid of something else bad happening to us.
Morning, I'm Chuck McAllister. I'm speaking on a couple of items. First will be worship. And I'm looking to see if Rick Hurst is here this morning. If not, Rick has been working with this area for over 30 years, providing men to serve. He's got the golden tag on that. Thank you. So Rick, we appreciate all you have done. But it's a continuing, it's all the time, and we're looking for people to help with it. If you would like to assist with prayers, song leading, scripture reading, presiding, we'd love to have you into the fold. There's a sign-up sheet in the foyer if you'd like to put your name on it. If you're not involved, which there are quite a few, and we certainly appreciate all of you that participate every week, because that's why we're here. That's what it's all about. So if you can add your name to that, we'll sure appreciate it. Also, I work with the transportation area. And with that, there's two areas that I'm going to speak of now. One is we have an occasional need for ride assists with members. That if someone were to need a ride to the doctor, to run errands, to the grocery store, they a lot of times will call the office. But we've had a list of folks in the past that are willing to provide individual transportation such as that. So we'd like to update that list. There's also a sheet in the foyer for that. Thank you to our church leadership. The ability to add to our fleet this past year was phenomenal. The new bus, I hope, is used a lot. It's very comfortable, doubles our ability to take people, youth, elderly, which, I enjoy it, to whatever we need to do. So, let's use it. Please see me if you need to schedule it, along with the van. So we're able to provide lots of options there. I want to thank you so much.
I know we're out of time, so I'll try to give you the Reader's Digest version and edit on the fly. I will say I'm not as good at Ross at doing that as others, but when we get to our education ministry, I want to emphasize that all of our areas are ministries. They're not programs. I know it's a wordology, but I think it's important to make that distinction. Paul was influenced in Acts by the vision to go into Macedonia to teach and preach Christ. And that's what we do in our education ministry, is to lift up Christ. A remarkable number of you have answered that call to teach. I think we have over 39, actually it's closer to 50 when we include the ladies, because once a year we do a ladies class, a ladies only class. And so we're looking at well over 50%, or well over 10%, I don't do math very good, well over 10% of our congregation is involved in our ministry for education. And I want to say thank you so much for being a part of that. And so it is really important. None of our ministries, I'd like to say this, are stovepiped. They all interlock. Everything we do, everything we hope we do in our education ministry, for instance, it permeates through all the other ministries. It gives you your why. And I'm getting off script here, but I'm going to quit real fast. It gives you your why, your motivation. One of the biggest things we want to do is to teach the knowledge, to teach the Bible, to lift up Christ and teach about God. But we want to give you the why. I'm told that Nikita Khrushchev, for instance, could quote the Bible. He didn't apply it. And so knowledge is not enough. Knowledge is important, but it's not enough. And so we want to give you the why. What motivates you? What puts you into making the application daily in your lives? And that's what we're about in our education program. You can see the slides. I'm not going to talk to those. I think we've said everything that needs to be said. We offer a wide variety of classes. Iron sharpens iron, Proverbs 27. We need to be in class with one another, to encourage one another, to build each other up, to really give us the tools we need to do the things that God asks us to do in our daily lives. Thank you so much, and thank you for being part of teaching. By the way, if it is outside your comfort zone, you say, well, I'm not quite ready to be a teacher, do it anyway, because you'll learn more by being a teacher than you will by sitting in a class. And that's how we're going to build the church and build each other up, by becoming, for the men, becoming those faithful men that Paul told Timothy to go look for, to become leaders in the church, to be people that can be trusted with God's truth. Thank you so much.
Very briefly, I just wanted to give a plug for our Wednesday afternoon 2 p.m. class that meets over by the Fellowship Hall, classroom 7. We meet to encourage one another to have fellowship, but our focus is on Bible study. It's conducted with open discussion. If that is something that interests you, come check us out. We'd love to have you.
Well, I'm sorry. I had a couple of great anecdotes and a couple of jokes, and you're going to be rolling in the halls here. But I'll have to skip all that. Have you ever gone to a congregation to worship as a visitor, and the only person that talked to you while you were there was another visitor? I have. That's not going to happen here. Or at least our goal is the greeting ministry. Yes, I'm talking about the greeting ministry, is that will not happen here. But the greeting ministry is only the front line of that. It's the entire congregation that has to help with that. We don't want people to come here and leave thinking, oh, that was not a friendly congregation. And yes, we are always looking with people who have a great zeal for Jesus to join us. And if you want to join us, see me.